Hey, Vinyl community friends, Wes here. Just wanted to get through an update of new purchases I've made recently. Um, kind of got a backlog going here of some stuff, so I'm gonna have to make a couple of different videos, and I want to answer a couple of the threads now that my voice is getting stronger, and hopefully I can actually talk for a while. Got some Coke here. So hopefully I can get through this, and let's get into it. First up, back from the Pink thread, Derek showed another one of his singles, which is a single he did with Dino Felipe, and he showed this because it's on a marbled pink vinyl. And before the video even ended, I went on eBay and bought this. And then at the end of the video, he said he had some of these to sell. So I feel kind of bad about it, buying it on eBay rather than buying it directly from Derek. But anyway, add this to my collection. The first song, Properties, I'm not too into very much. It's kind of just noise to me. The second song, Ribbons, it has more of a traditional sound to it. I think I was into it a lot more. So, but anyway, it's another cool piece of Derek's music to add to my collection. So I was glad to pick that up. I didn't pay too much for it, so it was fine. Second thing I got here, my record store got in a copy of this. It was a Record Store Day release from the Black Angels. This is Phosgene Nightmare, and just 6 tracks. It's on white vinyl. Pretty cool. It was different than I expected. There's a few of the tracks are really slow on here, but some of the tracks are more upbeat. I was expecting this with the title Phosgene Nightmare. I was expecting this to be a lot slower. But it's only like 2 of the tracks that are really slow on here. But it's very good. Another piece to add to my collection. I really do like the Black Angels, and it's fun to put them on. And it was cool to find a copy of this Record Store Day release. So glad to have that. Next thing is something I've been waiting for a year now to get. The thing I've been most excited about recently is the West Coast Seattle Boy anthology from Jimi Hendrix. Really great anthology of some more some alternate takes, some live stuff, some sort of studio, just jamming sort of stuff. Some of his work when he was early on recording with some of the early groups like Isley Brothers and stuff like that. Little Richard he toured with for a while. So you kind of hear a little bit of the obscurities from his career. Been wanting this pretty much for a year now, ever since I saw it, and went ahead and ordered it. Just really cool thing. Now they've released another box set just a couple weeks ago, so there's another one I have to lust after for a while until I can afford to get it. Hopefully it'll stay in print for a while like this one has. It was reasonably priced. I think I paid $64 for it. It's 8 albums. Comes with a nice heavy book as usual, really high quality pressings and everything. Sounds really great. The one thing I was disappointed in is the CD version of this came with a DVD documentary that was made for the BBC, which this didn't come with. So I don't have it here with me. I already show it, but I ordered. There's a single CD version that also came with the documentary. So I was able to find that on Amazon for like $6. So I went ahead and ordered that as well, just so I could have the documentary. But yeah, I think it's ridiculous that they didn't include that with this. I mean, just because we listen to vinyl doesn't mean we don't have a DVD player. So But that was my only pet peeve. Otherwise, I really like it. Really enjoyed listening to all the sort of alternate versions of the different songs and sort of earlier versions of the songs, where you can sort of hear different things. You know, his actual living discography is kind of short, so it gets kind of repetitive after a while. So it's really cool to hear all these alternate versions and jams and whatnot. So really fun set. Okay, moving on. I went to the record store the other day and just was digging through the dollar bins and the quarter bins and picked up a few different things. First thing, I picked up this Friday, There's Something Going On. Just one of those 80s songs that I really liked, so went ahead and picked that up to add to my collection for $1. And then this one was in the quarter bin. It's Three Dog Night's Golden Biscuits. This is sort of their first greatest hits album. They had 5 albums, and then this is just a compilation of those albums. Actually, this is the alternate cover here of the album. So some of them have this on the cover, but most of them are just this cover. So this has, you know, traditional. It has One on here, and Mama Told Me, and Out in the Country, and all those kind of songs. But for $1, really nice looking copy, so I picked it up. Okay, next up we have, this is the Williams Brothers, Two Stories. Apparently these guys were in, I think it was the Partridge Family. We didn't have cable when I was growing up, so I didn't get to enjoy the Nick at Night stuff, so I don't really know all those early sort of sitcoms, 70s, 60s sitcoms much, so don't know much about this, but I don't know, it was in the quarter bin and had kind of an interesting look to it, so I went ahead and picked it up. Listened to it a little bit already. It's kind of interesting. It'll be a fun listen for $1. You know, might not keep it for a while, but something interesting to listen to. This next one is one that I been wanting to get for a little while now. This is Go Now, the Moody Blues #1. This is a reissue that was done of the Moody Blues' first album. This is the album they did before they did Days of Future Past, and it's a very, very different Moody Blues group than you'd expect. You know, if you're familiar with their, you know, Days of Future Past on work, then this is completely different. This is straight up rock blues kind of stuff that everybody else was doing at the time. You know, late 60s. And so this is very, very traditional rock blues type stuff. But I guess the London Records went ahead and reissued this, you know, just because, based on their popularity. It was when this was originally released, it didn't really do much for them. They didn't really have any kind of hit until when they did Days of Future Past. So just something I wanted to, you know, hear the early work. This is the first album, and it was really cool to find this. I paid $6 for it, so I think it was a good deal. Really nice condition. I was happy to find that. Next up, we have an album from Stan Campbell, Years Go By. This was a dollar bin find. Didn't know much about this, just the cover caught my eye originally. Turns out this guy was the lead singer of a ska band in the 80s called Special, aka which the group was originally called the Specials. But when he was in the group, they had a hit with a song called Nelson Mandela, I believe. And so this is his one and only solo album. In 2002, he was found guilty of kidnapping and sexual assault on some young girls. So, you know, interesting. But this is pressed on the. It looks like black vinyl, But this is the QX2 vinyl. Let me see if I can get a flashlight here. It's sort of a selling point for me on this album, is just because hoping you can see that shining through there. You know, this vinyl looks black, but it's actually translucent, and I just really love this. I wish I could find more albums released on this vinyl. It's the quietest vinyl I've ever heard. Is this QX SPV or QX2 vinyl? It has incredibly low sound floor. It's almost as quiet as a CD. Just really wish I could find more stuff on this. So I do keep an eye out for that. Let me take a sip here. I'm starting to get parched. Voice is not as strong as I'd like it to be, but I'm getting such a backlog of threads and new pickups that I got to do something. Next up, we got Joe Jackson's Big World from 1986. This is a live album that was recorded at the Roundabout Theater in New York, and it's sort of an interesting live album. They told the audience to be quiet, so there's no kind of applause or cheering or anything in between songs. But he did want that sort of live feel to the album, so that's what they did. It's a double album set, but it's only music on 3 sides. And on the front of the cover, it's got Big World and a lot of different language. It's got French and Spanish and Japanese, and then on the inside it has a big fold-out lyric sheet with lyrics in all the different languages. So, kind of cool. Listen to this a little bit. Got some good stuff on there. Expanding my Joe Jackson collection. So I picked that up for $2. Next up, we got Joan Baez, Come From the Shadows. This is her first album on A&M Records, right after she left Vanguard. Kind of doing trying to do more of a trying to break out of that folk sort of genre, do more popular type music. She has a version of Imagine on here, John Lennon, and anyway, some interesting stuff. Another Joan Baez to add to my collection that was in the dollar bin. And next up, we got a Johnny Rivers album, Realization. I just really like the cover of this, the pink and the purple. Really cool cover. I really like the picture on the inside too. It's kind of a lot different from the cover. Just really like the packaging on this album for some reason. Really nice. Some interesting stuff, you know. If you know Johnny Rivers, it's kind of nah, but like I said, mostly was just attracted by the cover on that one. And then the last one we have is Mason Williams' album Music. I don't really know why I bought this. Just looked like something interesting to hear. That was another one from the dollar bin. Oh, another one about this Johnny Rivers album. It's I like the label too. Even it's on Imperial Records, and sort of black with white and pink accents there. Really cool label. Like I said, I liked everything about this record, so that's why I bought that one. And this Mason Williams is just on a green Warner Brothers. So those are some of my recent pickups. Just wanted to start getting some of these recorded so I can work on editing and uploading. Be uploading a bunch in the near future. I want to get to Derek's thread and Fred's thread. And I do some other things. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your music, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.